Welcome to X Confessions Unlocked, where X secrets spill, revenge gets served, and sometimes X's come crawling back. Subscribe now for real, unfiltered stories about love gone wrong, and sometimes very right. Drop a comment with your X drama. Yours could be next. Daddy, I need to tell you something. My daughter's voice was small, broken, the way she used a sound when she was 6 and had scraped her knee. But this wasn't a scraped knee. This was something worse. This was guilt, and it was about to destroy everything I thought I knew. My name is Marcus Kane. At 46, I had the kind of life people fake in Instagram posts. A multi-million-dollar tech consulting firm that let me work from anywhere. A beachfront home in Malibu because my wife, Lina, always loved the ocean. And Sophia, my brilliant, beautiful 19-year-old daughter, my pride, my heart. I thought I had it all. I was wrong. Looking back, the signs were there. Lina started sleeping in the guest room. Your snoring keeps me up, she said. Sophia stopped answering my calls. Midterms, Dad. So busy, she'd text back, hours later. I told myself it was normal. Then came the night, I woke up to the sound of whispering. 2:03 a.m. Lina wasn't in bed. I found her in the kitchen, phone pressed to her ear, her back to me. She can't know yet, she murmured. It'll break her. A pause. Then, softer. I love you too. I stepped on a creaky floorboard. She whirled around, eyes wide. Who was that? I asked. My sister, she said too quickly. Family stuff. I knew she was lying, but I let it go. That was my first mistake. Sophia came home from college for spring break. She looked sick, pale, shaking, barely touched her food. Lina kept watching her, like they were both waiting for something to explode. Then, after dinner, Sophia dropped the bomb. Dad, I'm pregnant. My wine glass slipped from my hand, shattered on the floor. Pregnant? Sophia was a pre-med student. She'd never even brought a guy home to meet me. Who's the father? My voice didn't sound like mine. She hesitated. Then she lied. Just someone from school. It was a mistake. But her eyes flicked to Lina. And that's when I knew. I didn't hire a PI. I did something worse. I went through Nair's phone. I knew her passcode, our anniversary. The irony wasn't lost on me. Her texts with Dr. Bennett, her so-called gynecologist, were not about pap smears. Her deleted photos folder held a sonogram, dated 3 weeks ago. Her emails had flight confirmations, weekend trips to Seattle while I was away on business. But the worst? A message to Sophia. We'll tell him together. He'll forgive you faster if he thinks it's yours. My hand shook so badly, almost dropped the phone. They had planned this. Together. I waited until midnight. Then I walked into the living room, Lina's phone in one hand, a bottle of whiskey in the other. Who's Dr. Bennett? Lina froze. Sophia started crying immediately, too fast, too rehearsed. Marcus, let me explain. Lina reached for me. You're pregnant, I said, voice eerily calm. And it's not mine. Silence. Then, Sophia shattered it all. Dad, please. Mom didn't want to hurt you. Mom didn't want to hurt me. Not we. Mom. Like this was Lina's sin alone, and Sophia was just caught in the crossfire. But the texts didn't lie. They were both in on it. I filed for divorce the next morning. Lina screamed. Sophia sobbed. I didn't care. The man they knew, the one who trusted them, was gone. I liquidated our joint accounts before Lina could. Changed the locks. Moved into a penthouse they didn't know I owned. But revenge? Oh, I wasn't done. Not even close. Because before I left, I did one last thing. I transferred Sophia's college fund into a new account. One only I could access. Let's see how much Dr. Bennett loves her when she's broke. 3 weeks after I left, someone started pounding on my penthouse door at 3:17 a.m. I knew who it was before I looked through the peephole. Sophia. Tears streaked her mascara like war paint. Her hands trembled. Daddy's gone. I almost didn't let her in. Almost. Sophia collapsed onto my couch, choking on sobs. Dr. Bennett. His real name is Daniel Roth. He's not a doctor. I poured myself a whiskey. Didn't offer her one. And she flinched at my tone. He disappeared. Took all of Mom's money. Everything. I smirked. You mean my money? She didn't deny it. Mom's pregnant, Dad. She's alone. I laughed. A cold, hollow sound. And whose fault is that? Sophia's next words froze my blood. He didn't just take the money. He left something behind. She slid a manila envelope across the glass coffee table. Inside? Photos of me. Taken over the last year. Watching me. Following me. And a note. You should have paid more attention to your family, Marcus. I hired a discreet investigator this time. No paper trail. What he dug up in 48 hours made me physically ill. Daniel Roth. 4 aliases. 2 ex-wives, both left penniless. a warrant in Nevada for fraud, and a connection to me. He wasn't random. He targeted Lina. Because of me. Flashback, 5 years ago. A startup pitch. A man in a cheap suit, Daniel Roth, begging for investment. My verdict? Your business model is a pyramid scheme. I had him removed from the building. Present day. Daniel had spent 3 years stalking my life, learning my routines, studying my family. And then he made his move. Against my better judgment, I went to see Lina. The Malibu house was dark, the air thick with stale wine and regret. She looked hollow. He told me he loved me, she whispered. He told you whatever got him access to my bank accounts. I snapped. She flinched. I didn't know Marcus. I swear. But Sophia had. And that's when Lina dropped the nuclear truth. Sophia knew. She helped him. I confronted Sophia in a dimly lit diner. She didn't deny it. He promised me $100,000 to get Mom to trust him. For tuition. For my future. I stared at her. You sold your mother to a con man? She slammed her hands on the table. You cut me off. What was I supposed to do? I leaned in, voice low. Not become an accomplice. She crumpled. I didn't know he'd take everything. I didn't know about the baby. Liar. The investigator's report had included texts. Sophia and Daniel, laughing about Lina's naivety. I had 2 options. 1, walk away. Let them drown. 2, burn it all down. I chose option 2. I transferred the last of Sophia's college fund to a shell company. Frozen. Untouchable. Then I sent Daniel Roth a message. You took from me. Now I take from you. Attached? Proof of his Nevada warrant. Sent to the FBI. CC'd to every one of his aliases. Daniel called me from a block number that night. You think you're smart, Kane? Smart enough to ruin you, I said. He laughed. Sophia never told you, did she? My stomach dropped. Told me what? She's not yours. Silence. Then, Lina's been lying to you for 19 years. The phone slipped from my hand. She's not yours. 3 words. That's all it took. 3 words, and 19 years of my life became a joke. I picked up the phone. Prove it. Daniel Roth's laugh slithered through the receiver. Check your email. The notification popped up before I could blink. Attachment, paternity test _SophiaKane.pdf. I opened it. Probability of paternity, 0%. The room tilted. Sophia wasn't my daughter. And Lina? She had known. I didn't sleep. I drove to a 24-hour clinic, paid cash for another test. The nurse swabbed my cheek. Results in 72 hours. I didn't have 72 hours. I had a gun safe. And a name. Daniel Roth. The investigator dug deeper. No limits this time. What he found rewrote history. Lina had an affair 20 years ago with my then best friend, Ryan Carter. Ryan died in a car crash 6 months after Sophia was born. Lina never told him she was pregnant. But the real kicker? Daniel Roth was Ryan's half-brother. This wasn't just revenge. It was a blood feud. I found Lina at Ryan's grave, holding a single rose. How long were you going to wait before telling me? I asked. She didn't turn around. I was going to take it to my grave. I grabbed her arm. Hard. Was any of it real? Her eyes were hollow. I loved you. But I loved him too. I let go. She wasn't worth the bruise. You don't get to mourn him, I said. Not when you let me raise his daughter. Lina's voice cracked. She's still yours in every way that matters. I pulled out the paternity test. No, she's not. Sophia showed up at my penthouse with a knife. You cut me off. You ruined my life. I disarmed her in 3 moves. Pinned her to the wall. You helped a con man destroy your mother, I hissed. You don't get to play victim. She spat in my face. You were never my father. I let her go. Smiled. Good. Then you won't mind this. I handed her an envelope. Her real birth certificate. Ryan Carter's name in bold print. Sophia's knees buckled. No. Ask Lina, I said. If you dare. Daniel Roth made one fatal mistake. He thought I'd run. Instead, I leaked his location to the FBI. They picked him up at a motel outside Reno, with $2.3 million of my money, and Lina's jewelry. I watched from my car as they cuffed him. He saw me, smirked. I held up a photo of Ryan's grave. His face fell. Game over. I sold the Malibu house. Lina got nothing. Sophia dropped out of college. Last I heard, she was waitressing in Vegas. As for me, I moved to Bali, changed my name, started over. But before I left, I did one last thing. I mailed Lina a rose. The same kind she left on Ryan's grave, attached to a note. Now you can mourn us both. Sometimes I wonder what if. What if I'd seen the signs sooner? What if I'd been a better husband? But then I remember, some lies are too big to forgive. Some blood isn't yours. And some people, they get exactly what they deserve. Kindly comment on how you would have handled all this if you were me, because I'm still broken.